Well, good morning. This is Ken Blaylock from SDG Replays coming to you live this morning from a beautiful Monday morning here in North Carolina. We're just thankful to be breathing and being able to come to you this morning. And I am live. There we go. Fantastic. Thought I had that off, but I guess not. So good morning. And we're going to continue in what I have titled the Dumpster Fire Invitational. We are in the finals. We are in the matchup between the 14th seeded New York Mets and the 12th seeded Seattle Mariners. We're getting ready to play game 4 today. The Mets lead the series 2-1. They won yesterday. Hey, good morning, Al. They won yesterday on an exciting 10-inning outing that ended with a walk-off for a 1-0 10-inning thriller. So we're hoping for another exciting game today. Now let's just take a quick look at yesterday's game. Take a look at that box score. Again, you can see it went 10 innings. It was exciting all the way. Pitched very well by Al. I'm glad to keep you company. Don't work too hard on this Monday morning as we get into this week. But yesterday's game was an exciting game, pitched very well by both pitchers. Unfortunately, you did have one that had to lose. As you see, for Seattle, Honeycutt went seven innings and only allowed 4 hits and pitched well. Then Raleigh comes in, pitches 2 innings, but then McLaughlin comes in and allows the run. So he took the loss. Coble for the Mets pitched 7 innings himself. Pitched a 4-hitter as well. Neither pitcher struck out many. It was mostly ground outs and flyouts for most of the game. So it made for kind of a boring action, but it made for an exciting finish as we seen the walk-off in the bottom of the 10th. So what will we see today? Today's game will be game number 4 in this best-of-7 series. Mets up 2-1, and we will be in New York at Shea Stadium. So let's dive into it. Go ahead and set my lineups. And jump into this game. And I love that little tune there. Just gets you all excited and ready to go. Shea Stadium. Let's get into this game and let's just get her rocking and rolling. As will be Tom Hausman is pitching for the Mets. Hausman during the season had a 2.7 ERA. But without many appearances. He had a 2-6 win-loss record. So he didn't get much run support when he did pitch. But during this tournament, he has pitched 12 innings, allowing 11 hits, a home run, and 6 runs. So he has a 3.7 ERA with a 1 even whip. So that's who we got going to the mound. Stepping to the plate. And I'm just going to read the lineups out as they come to the plate. Julio Cruz steps to the plate. During this tournament, he's batting .294 with 3 RBIs. Tom Hausman toes the rubber, brings the pitch. It's hit sharply to Montanez at first. Hit very hard. Possible error on Montanez. And it is, as he boots it, and it gets out into left field. So Cruz is on with an E3. And that'll bring Rupert Jones to the plate. Rupert Jones batting .241 with 10 RBIs. He does have 5 home runs. Cruz is going to look to steal. Can he get the jump? And he does, as he beats out the arm of John Stearns and slides in safely. And with no outs, the Mariners already have a man in scoring position here in the top of the first. Rupert Jones digging in, steps into the batter's box. Here's the pitch from Hausman. And he has singled. He drops one in front of Youngblood in right field. So we have runners on the corners, but we have Cruz with good speed. We will send Cruz. Gambling here at the very beginning. What did it? I think I'm going to allow the run because I don't think I will get Cruz and hold Jones on first. What do you think about that call, Al? Was that the right call? I don't think it was. I was going to get Cruz.
No outs, man on first.
Bruce Broxy steps in, and Jones will look to steal as well. They're testing the arm of Stearns early here in the game. And they hold Jones on first.
No outs, man on first.
As Bruce Bochy steps in. Here's the pitch. It's a single to right field. And that'll move Jones to third as they're having their way with Hausman early here in this game. So runners on the corners, no outs, and Leon Roberts stepping to the plate. Roberts batting .210 during this tournament, batted .271 during the season. Infield's halfway in, hoping to turn 2. It's a ground ball to third. They get the force at second, but that will score Jones. Bochy out at second, Roberts at first. So with 1 out, we already have 2 runs across for the Mariners. As Tom Paciorek steps to the plate. Again, another steal attempt. This time it's a pass ball as Stearns lets the ball bounce under his glove and go to the backstop. Roberts to second.
1 out, man on second.
With Paciorek digging in. Hausman with the pitch. Hit sharply to second base. Flynn up with it. Over to first for out number 2. But that will move Roberts over to third with 2 outs. So with 2 outs, runner on third, Dan Meyer steps to the plate, batting .311 with 10 RBIs and 3 home runs during this Dumpster Fire Invitational. Here's the pitch. It's a line drive single to Mazzilli in center field. Possible error on Mazzilli. And it is. He allows it to get to the wall, allowing Meyer to be safely on second.
Outs, man on second.
So Seattle quickly with a 3-0 lead here in the top of the first as Larry Cox steps in to the batter's box. Meyer on second. Here's the pitch from Houseman. Deep fly to center field. Youngblood settles underneath it for out number 3.
2 errors and 1 left on.
But not after 3 runs come across. So we go to the bottom of the first with the Mariners up 3-0.
Bottom of the first.
Pitching for the Mariners, Odell Jones. Odell Jones during the season had a 3-11 record with a 6.07 ERA. So not necessarily the most stellar person to be going to the mound for the Mariners. That might bid well for Lee Mazzilli and the Mets. Mazzilli during this tournament is batting .290 with 9 RBIs and 3 home runs. As Jones toes the rubber, brings the pitch. Mazzilli stepping in, hits it sharply to first. Bochy up with it, tags the bag for the 3 unassisted for out number 1.
Base is empty.
That'll bring Tim Foley to the plate. Foley batting .239 with 5 RBIs during this tournament. As Odell Jones into the windup. Here's the pitch. It's a ground out to the pitcher. Jones up with it. Over to first
2 outs, base is empty.
for the 1-3 put out. And that'll bring Steve Henderson to the plate. Henderson batting .355 with 9 RBIs and a home run. As Jones into the windup and the pitch. And he will give Henderson a free pass as Henderson is standing on first
2 outs, man on first.
with 2 outs. With Willie Montanez stepping to the plate. Montanez batting .292 with 14 RBIs and 3 home runs. So with 1 on and 2 outs, Odell Jones brings the pitch. Montanez digging in. So he's got 2 balls
2
into
outs,
the count.
first.
As Montanez looks to take advantage. Here's the pitch. And he strikes him out to end the inning. 3 up and 3 down for the Mets.
And 1 left on.
Well, excuse me, there was a walk. 4 up, 3 down. As we go to the second, the Mariners
Top of the
up 3-0. Mario Mendoza stepping to the plate for the Mariners, batting .185 with 2 RBIs in this tournament. Not much worse than his regular season average of .198. So Mendoza known more for his glove than his bat. So here's the pitch to Mendoza. It's hit to second. Over to first for the 4-3 put out for out number 1.
base is empty.
That'll bring the pitcher Jones to the plate. Again, for this tournament, no designated hitter, so every pitcher goes to the plate. Odell Jones is at an uncomfortable spot. This is probably going to be a lesson in futility for Jones as Houseman brings the pitch. Jones does get Wood on the ball, but he pops it up to Hebner at third for out number 2.
2 outs, base is empty.
That will bring Julio Cruz back up. He reached on an error his first time up. Here's the pitch to Cruz. And he'll lift it into center field. Lee Mazzilli settles underneath it for out number 3. So 3 up, 3 down as we go to the bottom of the second. With the Mariners still up 3-0. That will bring John Stearns to the plate. Stearns batting .242 with 10 RBIs and 2 home runs during our play. As Jones toes the rubber, brings the pitch. All right. It has been hit hard, but it not deep enough to get out of here as it bounces off the wall in left field. Roberts up with it quickly, gets it in, holding Stearns to a leadoff single. With Stearns taking a slight lead on first, Richie Hebner steps into the batter's box. Jones glancing over at Stearns into the windup. Here's the pitch. And he will walk Hebner. So the Mets have something going on here in the bottom of the second with no outs. Runners on first and second. And Joel Youngblood stepping in. There will be a base action check. Possible wild pitch on Jones. And with that 0 rating, guess what this is going to be? It is a wild pitch. There's no chance it not being. So Jones has got himself in a bit of a pickle here with no outs. He has runners on second and third, with Joel Youngblood stepping into the batter's box. Youngblood batting .224 with 7 RBIs and a home run during this tournament. Here is the pitch to Youngblood. It's a foul out to second base as Cruz moves down the first base line and fields it easily for out number 1. Now being Doug Flynn to the plate. Flynn batting .241 with 6 RBIs and a home run. Here's the pitch from Jones. Flynn with the opportunity. It's a fly out to center field. And it will not score Stearns. So with runners on second and third, we have the pitcher coming to the plate. He will swing away, but it looks like it's going to be a blown opportunity for the Mets unless Hosman can get lucky here. It is a rare play check, and it is a rare play. What have we got going on here? This should be interesting. Oh boy, the 3-2 pitch is on the outside corner. Umpire calls ball 4. Cox is livid, and after a heated argument, he is ejected by the umpire. So I got to find a catcher.
Two outs, bases loaded.
All right, who's going to be my catcher? It's going to be Stinson or Ballantyne. I guess it'll be Stinson, because he did it for 91 games. All right, so I got a new catcher now as Cox got a little heated there and got tossed from the game here in the bottom of the second. So we got the bases loaded now as Jones is in a real tight spot now as Lee Mazzilli steps to the plate. Mazzilli grounded out to first his time up. This is his golden opportunity to drive some runs in here and get this game interesting. What will Mazzilli do? Here's the pitch. And he fouls it out to the shortstop. Mendoza ranging down the third base line, fields it easily. And a blown opportunity there for the Mets as they leave 3 runners stranded on a pop out down the third base line by Mazzilli.
Top of the third.
That'll bring Rupert Jones back to the plate for the Mariners as Hosman looks at Jones. Jones singled his first time up. Hausman into the delivery. Here's the pitch. And he'll line it to Youngblood in right field. Youngblood just takes a step over, snags that one out of the air for out number 1.
Base is empty.
That'll bring Bruce Boxty back to the plate. He singled his last time up. Hausman toes the rubber into the windup and the pitch. Sits sharply to second. Possible error on Flynn as he makes the backhanded stab, tosses it over to first for the 4-3 put out and out number 2.
Base is empty.
Great play by Flynn at second base as we have 2 up, 2 down as Leon Roberts steps to the plate. Roberts grounded out to third his last time up. Here's the pitch to Roberts. And he has hit it well. We are into the dinger column. He has hit it deep. He has hit it long. And it's a single. Look at that column. Of all the things to roll, at a 5 out of 6 chance, 1/6 of a chance, 1 out of 6 chance it doesn't get out of here. Well, that's all right. He's on first base. I thought I was going to see a home run there, but it did not happen as Roberts is looking to steal. And they will hold Roberts on first as Hausman with a good hold.
Man on first.
Keeps him on first as Pasorek steps in. Pasorek grounded to second his first time up. Here's the pitch. And he strikes him out, and that'll be out 3.
No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left on.
So with 1 hit, a runner left on, we go to the bottom of the 3rd with the Mariners up still 3-0. That'll bring Tim Foley back to the plate. He grounded out to the pitcher his last time up. Jones into the delivery. Here's the pitch. It's a deep fly to right field. Pasorek racing back to the warning track, settles underneath it for out number 1.
Base is empty.
Now brings Steve Henderson to the plate. Henderson got a free pass his first time up. Odell Jones toeing the rubber as Henderson digs into the batter's box. Here's the pitch. And we're going to have a range check or a stadium check, and it will be a single to center field as it drops in front.
1 out, man on first.
As it drops in front of Jones in center field. I couldn't remember who my center fielder was. So with 1 out, Henderson on first, Willie Montanez to the plate. Montanez struck out his first time up. Here's the pitch from Jones. And he strikes him out again as Willie Montanez takes the walk of shame back to the dugout with his head hung low.
2 outs, man on first.
That'll bring John Stearns to the plate. He singled his last time up. As Henderson short lead off first as Jones brings the pitch. And he flies it into left field. Roberts underneath it for out number 3 and the F7 put out.
Top of the 4th.
So we go to the top of the 4th with the Mariners still up 3-0. That'll bring Dan Meyer to the plate. Dan Meyer singled his last time up, driving in a run for his 11th RBI during this tournament. Meyer into the batter's box. Hausman with the pitch. He hits it into center field. Mazzilli settles underneath it for out number 1.
1 out, base is empty.
I'll bring Bob Stinson up to the plate. Stinson is now playing because Larry Cox got the boot. He's only had 3 at-bats during this tournament, but he did drive in a run. Here's the pitch to Stinson, who batted .243 during the regular season. It's a line drive single to the center field as it drops in front of Mazzilli. So Stinson comes in and immediately contributes.
1 out, man on first.
As Stinson is on first, Mendoza steps to the plate. Here's the pitch to Mendoza. And he'll lift one into center field as well. Mazzilli, with a couple steps back, settles underneath it, squeezes it for out number 2. And now they'll bring Odell Jones to the plate here in the bottom of the 4th. Here's the pitch from Hausman. Jones taking a swing at it. Hits it to Hebner at third. Over to first for the 5-3 put out and out number 3.
1 hit and 1 left on.
So with 1 hit and 1 left on, we go to the bottom of the 4th.
Bottom of the 4th.
The Mariners still up 3-0. Richie Hebner stepping in for the Mets. Took a base on balls his last time up. Here's the pitch from Jones. Hebner digging in. And he digs in and gets hit by the pitch as Jones gets a little wild, gets one up and in and plunks Hebner on the shoulder. Hebner mean-mugging Jones as he goes down to first base. That'll bring Joel Youngblood to the plate. He fouled out down the first base line his first time up. Here's the pitch to Youngblood. Ballpark effect. It has been hit. It's been hit hard. Will it get out of here? And it does. It is up and gone as Joel Youngblood goes yard on Odell Jones, and now we have a 3-2 game as this game has suddenly got interesting as the meatball was made into lasagna as
No outs, base
I
is
think
empty.
Robert at RG I think Robert might say that sometimes. I might have stolen that phrase from somebody. I've heard it from one of you YouTubers. Now everything's borrowed, I guess. So Doug Flynn steps up with the bases now clear and the score now 3-2 as Doug Flynn steps in. Odell Jones trying to take a deep breath and compose himself. Here's the pitch. He flies out to center field as Jones settles underneath it for out number 1.
1 out, base is empty.
They'll bring Hausman to the plate. Hausman looks to take his cuts at it. Here's a pitch from Jones. And he lifts one into center field, shallow center field, as Jones takes about 3 steps in for out number 2.
2 outs, base is empty.
Now bring Lee Mazzilli back to the plate. Mazzilli hitless so far in this game, hoping to get things going and get another run across. Here's the pitch to Mazzilli. And Mazzilli gets a free pass as Jones is getting to be a bit wild here. He's getting near his fatigue level as Foley steps up. Mazzilli on first. Here's the pitch from Jones. And it's another walk. Another base on balls. So with two outs, we have runners on first and second. And Steve Henderson stepping back up to the plate. Henderson singled his last time up. And the Mariners have got pitchers up in the dugout warming up. Not in the dugout. In the bullpen. Be interesting to have pitchers warming up in the dugout. Here's the pitch to Henderson. Another rare play event. The last time this happened, I had a player ejected. This time it will not happen. It's a dribbler to the mound. Can Henderson beat out the throw? Can he get an infield single? The chances are good. He does not as he rolls to 5, and they get Henderson at first by half a step. But not after 2 runs come across on the Youngblood home run. And we now have a ball game, 3-2, Mariners lead, going to the top of the 5th. That'll bring Julio Cruz back to the plate, leading off here in the 5th. We got the top of the lineup. It's Hausman. Ever since the first has pitched fairly well. Here's the pitch from Hausman. Cruz stepping in. And he grounds it out to the pitcher. Hausman up with it. Over to Montanez for the 1-3 put out for out number 1. And that'll bring Rupert Jones back to the plate. Jones is 1 for 2 today. He lined out to right field his last time up. Here's the pitch from Hausman. And he will hit Jones. And Jones does the mean mugging as he runs down the first base line, glaring at Hausman.
1 out, man on first.
That'll bring up Bossi to the plate, but not before Jones will attempt to steal. And he does as he beats the throw, slides under the tag.
1 out, man on second.
So with 1 out, Rupert Jones standing on second. Bruce Bossi at the plate. Here's the pitch. It's a line out to third base. We'll keep Jones on second with the line out.
Man on second.
So with 2 outs, Jones slight lead off second. Leon Roberts steps to the plate. Roberts is 1 for 2 today with an RBI. He singled his last time up. Here's the pitch to Roberts. Leon taking the swing. And he'll ground out to Foley at short for the 6-3 put out.
And 1 left on.
So with 1 left stranded, we go to the bottom of the 5th. Jones still in the game, but this is going to more than likely be his last inning. As Montanez steps to the plate, he struck out both times up. So here's the pitch from Jones. Montanez looks to take a hack at it. He grounds it to second. Julio Cruz up with it over to first for the 4-3 put out.
Empty.
As John Stearns steps to the plate. Stearns singled his first time up, flew out to left his last time up. Here's the pitch to Stearns. Jones bearing down. It's hit to Meyer at third. Over to first for the 5-3 put out
2 outs, base is empty.
for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down as Richie Hebner steps to the plate. Hebner is hitless for the day, but he's been on both times as he walked and was hit by a pitch. Here's the pitch from Jones. Hebner digging in. It's a pop-up to the shortstop. Mendoza underneath it easily for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down.
Top of the 6th.
As we go to the top of the 6th with the Mariners still up, 3-2. Hausman facing Pasoric. Pasoric 0 for 2 and struck out his last time up. Here's the pitch to Pasoric. It's hit to Richie Hebner at third. Possible error check on Hebner, as it is a screamer hit down the third base line. And it's off Hebner's glove and into left field. So that will be an E5 for Paciorek as he reaches on the error. As Dan Meyer steps to the plate. Excuse me. Dan Meyer 1 for 2 for today with a single and an RBI. Meyer digging in as Hausman brings a pitch. And it's a fly ball into center field. Mazzilli underneath it for out number 1. And that'll bring Stinson to the plate. Stinson singled his last time up. As Paciorek takes a slight lead, Hausman brings the pitch. And he will walk Stinson. So with 1 out, we have runners on first and second.
1 out, men on first and second.
And Mario Mendoza coming to the plate. There will be a check on the pitcher as he is now fatigued. It's a possible wild pitch. We have a 50-50 chance, and it will not, as a good play behind the plate by Stearns keeps the ball in front of him as Mario Mendoza steps in. Here's the pitch to Mendoza. 1 out, 2 on. It's a looping drive to center field. Can Mazzilli get to it? It's a range check. And he will not. It will drop in. It's a single to center field, and that will load our bases. I think that's going to be all. Well, no, we got Jones coming up. See if Hausman can get Jones to ground into a double play, or no, Jones is not going to swing away here. I think we're going to have substitutions all around. As we'll bring in a pinch hitter. Bring in Craig. Rod Craig in to pinch hit. And Hausman's going to have a seat. Who to bring in here? Looks like guys. I'm going to bring in a right-hander. Let's bring in Skip Lockwood. Lockwood has pitched well in this tournament so far. 10-inning pitch with, he's allowed only 6 hits, no runs across, and a .90 whip. So he's done well. So I bring in a pitch hitter and a new pitcher here in the top of the 6th. With the bases loaded, can Lockwood pitch him out of this situation? Infield in double play depth. Here's the pitch to Craig. And he strikes him out. As Craig goes back to the dugout. Skip Lockwood now feeling better about his circumstances. Bases still loaded, but with 2 outs, Julio Cruz steps in. Here's a pitch from Lockwood. And he gets him to fly out to center field. Mazzilli settles underneath it for out number 3. And so 3 were left stranded as Lockwood comes in and gets the job done. And we go to the bottom of the 6th with it still 3-2. Mariners, and we need a new pitcher. We'll bring in the lefty Raleigh, as I have a bunch of right-handers on the Mets. Raleigh pitching well as well. In 12 2/3 innings, he's only allowed 4 hits with no runs coming across with a .63 whip. So Raleigh steps in, but he can only go maybe 2 innings. maybe get us to the ninth. We'll see as Youngblood steps in. Youngblood, his last time up, hit the 2-run shot in the 4th. Here's the pitch to Youngblood. It's hit to Mendoza at short. Over to first for out number 1 with the 6-3 put out.
Base is empty.
That'll bring Doug Flynn back to the plate. Doug Flynn 0 for 2, flying out twice. Here's the pitch to Flynn. It's a pop-up to second base. Cruz easily under it for out number 2.
Base is empty.
That'll bring Skip Lockwood to the plate. He'll take a swing at it. Here's the pitch to Lockwood. It's a ground out to the pitcher. Raleigh up with it over to first.
It's a 1, 2, 3 inning.
3 up, 3 down, and we go to the 7th with the Mariners still up 3-2. Rupert Jones stepping to the plate. Jones was hit by the pitch his last time up as Lockwood steps in, toes the rubber. Here's the pitch. Jones digging in. He hits a short fly to right field. Joel Youngblood underneath it easily for out number 1.
Base is empty.
That'll bring Bruce Bochy back to the plate. He's 1 for 3 on the day. Lined out to third his last time up. As Lockwood brings the pitch. And he'll walk Bochy. Bochy takes the free pass.
1 out, man on first.
That'll bring Leon Roberts back to the plate. 1 for 3 on the day with an RBI. Bochy on first, takes a short lead. Here's the pitch. It's in the single to left field. That'll move Bochy to second.
1 out, men on first and second.
So the Mariners got something going here in the top of the 7th with runners on first and second. Tom Pasorek steps to the plate. Pasorek reached on an E5 his last time up. So here's the pitch from Lockwood. Pasorek digging in. And he hits a single to left field. And that will load the bases.
1 out, base is
With 1 out, Lockwood in a bit of a jam here. And Dan Meyer stepping to the plate. Infield in halfway. Meyer steps in. Meyer's 1 for 3 today. He's flew out his last time up, though. Here's the pitch to Meyer. Lockwood hoping to get a ground ball. It's a line out to left field. Bochy will attempt to score. Henderson will be trying to hold him on. And they get to throw to the plate, and they gun him down at the plate. Henderson with a great throw from left field cuts down Bochy out at home. And what a throw by Henderson. What a play. As we go to the bottom of the 7th, take me out to the ball game plays as Skip Lockwood walks back to the dugout with a sigh of relief and patting his outfielder on the back. What a play. Here's the pitch. It's hit to second. Cruz up with it over to first. And that was Lee Mazzilli. I did not give the description of my hitter. Lee Mazzilli grounding out to Cruz at second for the 4-3 put out.
base is empty.
And out number 1. Tim Foley stepping into the batter's box. He walked his last time up. He's hitless on the day. Here's the pitch to Foley. Raleigh bringing it. It's a single plus an error. It's an infield single. It's topped off the plate to the catcher. Stinson's hurrying his throw, but he does not throw it into right field. Bosty makes a good play at first, scooping it out of the dirt to prevent Foley from going to second. As Henderson steps in, Henderson grounded out to the pitcher his last time up. Here's the pitch to Henderson. Raleigh delivering it. It's hit into center field. It's a line drive toward the gap. Jones is on his bicycle. Can he get to it? He does. It's a fly out to center field. Jones with a leaping grab for out number 2. That'll bring Willie Montanez back to the plate. Montanez hitless on the day. As Foley takes the lead off of first, here is the pitch. It's a single to left field. Roberts with it. We'll move Foley over to second.
2 outs, men on first and second.
So with 2 outs, we have 2 on. Runners on first and second. And Stearns stepping back in to take his swings. He's 1 for 3 on the day. Here's the pitch to Stearns. Raleigh with the pitch. And he has hit it well. He has hit it hard. And he has hit it off the wall in left field. Roberts up with it. But that will bring Foley across the plate. Montanez will move to third. And our game now is tied 3-3 as Raleigh is in a tight spot with runners at the corner. And Hebner to the plate. Hebner digs in. Raleigh into the windup and the pitch. It's a line out to short. Mendoza with the great play.
1 run, 3 hits, and 2 left on.
But there were 3 hits in the inning, allowing a run to come across, tying this game as we go to the top of the 8th. It's 3-3. And Lockwood is going to be pulled for Allen. So Neil Allen steps in. Neil Allen is 2-1 during this tournament. He's pitched 8 innings, allowing 6 hits with only 1 run. He's pitched well. He just took that 1 loss. I believe it was in the last game. No, it couldn't have been the last game. It was the first game, actually, which was another tightly contested pitching battle. As Stinson steps in, Stinson walked his last time up. Allen toes the rubber. Here's the pitch to Stinson. It's into center field. It's a looping drive. Mazzilli is chasing after it. Can he get to it? It's a range check on Mazzilli, and he does get to it. He makes the great play, the diving grab, as he had a 1 in 6 chance to get it, and he grabs it off the shoe tops for out number 1. That will bring Mendoza back to the plate. Here in the 8th, and Mendoza batting 193. Did single his last time up. I'm going to pull him. I'll bring Simpson in. The lefty Simpson to bat. Joe Simpson will be pinch hitting for Mendoza. Here's the pitch from Allen. Simpson digging in. And he will single into right field as Youngblood is up with it. Tosses it in to second.
1 out, man on first.
Now we'll bring Raleigh up, and Raleigh will be done for the day. Let's bring in Milbourne. He's a switch hitter. Larry Milbourne stepping in as Neil Allen looks at Simpson on first. And we're gonna get risky here. No, we're not going to do that. I was going to hit and run, but no, I think I'm just going to have Milbourne swing away. Here's the pitch to Milbourne. Neil Allen digging in. And it's a double into the corner. If I would have had the hit and run going, that would have scored him. Oh, my goodness.
1 out, men on second and third.
Zallen has come in and got himself into a situation here as Cruz steps up. Runners on second and third with 1 out. Cruz facing Allen. Allen with the pitch. It's an infield single as Simpson will score as Cruz beats out the throw to first. The Mariners now lead 4-3. So that run come across anyhow.
1 out, men on first and third.
So with 1 out, we have runners on the corners, and Allen is getting shook up. Possible wild pitch. And it's a balk, actually, or a chance for a balk. And it will be. And he balks home Milbourne. Oh, what a terrible
1 out, men on second.
thing to happen to Allen. And it'll have Cruz on second with the Mariners now up 5-3. Here's the pitch to Jones. Rupert Jones stepping in. He flew out to right his last time up. This time he lines out to Mazzilli in center field. That will not allow Cruz to move.
Man on second.
So now we have 2 outs. And Bruce Bochy back to the plate as Cruz takes the slight lead. Allen into the stretch and the pitch. And he will walk Bochy as Bochy is on first. And I know I'm butchering that name. I just can't seem to pronounce it.
Men on first and second.
Bochy. That'll bring Roberts up. Roberts is 2 for 4 on the day with 2 singles. And he has runners on first and second. Neil Allen looking to bear down on Roberts. Here's the pitch. And he lifts one into left field. Henderson underneath it for out number 3.
And 2 left on.
But not after 2 runs coming across, and one of those on a balk. So Neil Allen is walking back to the dugout with some interesting expressions coming out of his mouth.
Bottom of the 8th.
As we go to the bottom of the 8th. Who to bring in? Is it Bochy? Okay, thanks, Al. That makes it easier. I was trying to figure out that CH in there. Bochy is a whole lot easier. All I got is right-handers, so let's bring in Byron McLaughlin. McLaughlin is 0-2, but he does have 4 saves, but he's got a ERA that's north of 5, just slightly south of 6. So this should be interesting as we go into the last of this game. I do need a shortstop, excuse me. Let's bring in Bobby Valentine. Here's the pitch to Youngblood. Youngblood homered in this game. It will be a ballpark effect. Can he get to it? It's hit into right field, but it's played easily as a short fly that Pasoric has to sprint to get underneath, but he gets to it easily for the first out as Doug Flynn steps to the plate. Flynn is 0 for 3 on the day. And we're going to pinch hit for Flynn. Bring Ed Cranepool in. I've liked using him, but he's only 1 for 5. I don't know why I'm using him. Yeah, I think that might be who I'm getting confused with, Al. Bruce Bochy. But that's Bhakti. All right. Ed Cranepool stepping in. McLaughlin with the pitch. 1 out. Cranepool takes his swing, and he flies it into left field. Leon Roberts underneath it for out number 2.
2 outs, base is empty.
That'll bring Neil Allen up, and Allen will have his seat. As Elliot Maddox steps in. Elliot looks like a charming fellow with a nice smile. Let's see what he can do with this pitch. Pitch from McLaughlin. It's a rare play check. What do we have here? It's fouled down the first base line.
And just like that, the inning's over.
And that's a foul out. Bochy got underneath it near the dugout, and we go to the 9th.
Top of the 9th.
With the Mariners up by 2, 5 to 3. Let's bring a second baseman in. Bring in Alex Trevino to play second. And our pitcher will be Ed Glenn. Glenn has pitched 2 2/3 in this tournament with 2 hits, one of those a home run, and allowing 2 runs. Here's a pitch to Pasoric. It's a single off the pitcher's glove with a possible error on the pitcher. It is not. That 65 is a pretty good rating for Glenn, as he's a pretty good fielder.
No outs, man on first.
That allows a single for Pasoric, who's standing on first. Dan Meyer coming up to the plate. This time we're going to get risky. Let's go with a hit and run as Meyer steps in. Meyer with the pitch from Glenn.
Hit and run.
The defense calls for a pitch out, and they caught him stealing. Oh, man, that was bad calling on my part. Sorry.
1 out, base is empty.
Sorry, Mariners fans. Oh, man. Because that was 6-column stuff if I hadn't had them going. Oh, boy. Here's the pitch to Meyer. It's a deep fly to left field. Henderson underneath it for out number 2.
2 outs, base is empty.
2 outs. No one on as Bob Stinson steps up to the plate. Here's the pitch to Stinson. And he'll walk Stinson, so we have a pitcher on. Here's
2 outs, man on first.
coming to the plate, Bobby Valentine, but not before we check with Glenn on the base action check. Possible wild pitch. And it is. That allows Stinson down to second.
2 outs, man on second.
With Bobby Valentine stepping in. Here's the pitch to Valentine. Glenn bearing down. And he pops it up to third base. Hebner underneath it for out number 3.
1 hit and 1 left on.
And we go to the bottom of the ninth with the Mariners up 5-3.
Bottom of the ninth.
Let's see what we can get going on here as McLaughlin looking at Mazzilli. Mazzilli stepping in. Here's the pitch. Mazzilli takes his swing, grounds it to third. Meyer up with it over to first for out number 1.
1 out, base is empty.
That'll bring Tim Foley to the plate. Foley singled his last time up, hoping just to get on base. Foley steps in. McLaughlin bearing down. He singles to left field. We have a runner on as Roberts tosses it back in to the infield.
Man on first.
We have the tying run at the plate as Steve Henderson steps in. Henderson is one hit on the day with a walk. Can he get some action going here? Henderson steps in. Pitch from McLaughlin. It's hit sharply to Valentine. And they get the force out at second for out number 2. Henderson down to first.
Man on first.
So we have 2 outs with one on. And Willie Montanez stepping to the plate. Montanez does have home run power. So McLaughlin will want to pitch carefully as Henderson takes his short lead. Here's the pitch to Montanez. And he walks Montanez. So we have the winning run stepping up to the plate in John Stearns. Stearns has hit 2 home runs during this tournament. Could we have a walk-off home run here as McLaughlin digs in? Here's the pitch. Stearns has walked, and he has walked the bases full here in the bottom of the ninth. It is getting testy here.
2 outs, bases loaded.
And that's going to be all for McLaughlin. It's who to bring in on this left-hander. I'm going to put Mitchell. He's got the better ERA. Yeah, let's bring in Paul Mitchell to see if he can close this out. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Richie Hebner stepping to the plate. Paul Mitchell digging in, come in to close this thing out. Here's the pitch from Mitchell. It's a single to right field. It will score Henderson. And we have a tie game here with runners on the corners. What?
Men on first and third.
What is going on? As Mitchell yacked it up. Oh boy, that'll bring Joel Youngblood up, who's already hit a home run in this game. Mitchell trying to settle down as now he may allow the winning run to come across. Youngblood steps in. Mitchell with the pitch. It's a long single to left field, and that is the game. The Mets have come back in the bottom of the ninth with a walk-off single by Youngblood, and that is our games, folks, as the Mets have come back and won this game to take a commanding 3-1 lead in this series. Glenn will get the win, McLaughlin the loss, and Youngblood the MVP. What an ending to this game, as it was tight throughout. The Mariners actually out-hit the Mets, but it was when it counted, Joel Youngblood getting it done for the Mets. Yeah, Al, that was a fun one. Yeah, you take care as well. So we'll come back probably tomorrow for Game 5 in this series and see if the Mets can close it out. Everyone have a great day. Al, thanks for stopping in.